Alright, so we're back at this Cushman here. Let me get my flashlight out. Upon further inspection, I have actually gone ahead and replaced both the battery, the positive wire all the way to the starter, and I have also replaced the ground, and I'll go over to the other side and show you that. At the same time, I bought a new ignition switch. I've done quite a bit more inspection of the electrical system. You can see all the new stuff there. Some of that stuff was done in the previous video. Others has been done since. I spent about, oh gosh, 3 hours working on it over the weekend. And we're getting there. Keep finding little nicks and stuff in the wire. No wonder this thing had wiring problems. But I'll walk over to the other side and I'll show you what I'm doing over there with the battery cables. So with the battery cables, I actually took the positive right there, even though it's not red. That's the battery cable that I had on hand. That was the the ground cable for that 3215 that I had last year in a couple of videos. I think you saw it. I parted that machine out for the engine and a couple other things. And then the ground cable here is actually from a 318. So I ended up cutting the end off. I put a new end on there. These ends right here, on that one right there, are a little different. The first time I've tried these, they're screw-on ends. Well, let me see if I can go. I think I have another one up here. Sorry for the crappy lighting in this part of the shop. It's one of the projects I did not get to this summer was to upgrade the lighting here. But here's what one of these things look like. And this is what they're called. They're EverStart Max 60-second upgrade high performance side post battery terminal. Literally, you cut the terminal, you stick the, you can see in there, you stick the cable in there like that. You put this in on the cable, and then once you've, sorry for the really poor video here, and once you've done that, you tighten this down. You have to tighten this side, the terminal side. Once you've tightened it down, that clip right there will grab the cable. So that's how that worked. It seems to work pretty good. Who knows if it'll actually last. And the last thing I need to do is replace the switch, which I'm going to do here in just a minute. Got everything labeled, so I got to get that all wired back up. And then hopefully put a battery in it, and it will start. That's the goal. Unfortunately, we have had a massive turn for the worst here in terms of weather, and so it was 80 some odd degrees today at noon. It is now 7:30, 8 o'clock, and the wind is blowing 25 miles an hour, and it's 42 degrees. So yeah, not a good thing. It doesn't look like the weather will be conducive to using this thing for the rest of the year. So I may very well be done mowing. But we'll see. Saturday supposed to be, this coming Saturday, weather's supposed to be okay. So maybe we'll get some chances there, but I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. They can never decide what the weather forecast looks like this time of year. But at least we'll get it running and see what happens. So let me get this battery switch changed out and we'll go from there. Before I show you the replacement and everything, here is the old switch. I did take it apart and it's pretty much toast inside. I thought I could take it apart and clean it. I don't know if I can take it apart again. I put it back together already and actually crimped the sides back down. I took it apart and basically it's just flat worn out. I'm sure that was not helping the starting situation. Here's a new switch. Picked it up on Amazon for 10 bucks. Figured I can invest that much more money into this thing. Certainly not anywhere near as heavy. This one is quite a bit more heavy than this one. Might take it upstairs and put it on the scale and see what the difference in weight is at some point. But anyway, same type of layout, 4-post. This one's a 4-post. So yeah, we'll get this installed and see if it'll crank. Alright, so I got the new switch installed. You can see it in there. Got it all tightened up and everything. And actually, the machine starts. I wasn't really intending for it to start quite that quick. But literally turn the key, turn I just wanted to turn it over, get some oil circulating a little bit before I tried to start it. It started right up. Unfortunately, it smokes pretty bad, so I can't let it run very long inside a closed up garage, obviously. But what I will do is I will set the camera up real quick and we'll at least get it to fire up. And then hopefully here in a couple days we can take it out. Obviously I got to change the oil, do a couple other things before I, do too much with it. But it runs and it starts just fine, so that's the good news. So if I can't get it to start again, I have a little 12-second video I think on my phone. I'll splice that into this video. So there we go. So since I still do not 100% trust the electrical system on this machine, I am going to keep the negative or the ground cable off, and I'm just going to hook it up to do this test run. Once I feel a little bit more confident, and this machine will do a little bit better. So turn it on, and all the lights come on. And do the preheat. That's pretty exciting, right? Let me disconnect the negative here, or the ground. And we are off to the races. From this point forward, it's all downhill. So far, we've got this machine running again with minimal cost. A new starter, that was 60 bucks on eBay. A new ignition switch, that was 10 bucks on Amazon. And then probably 20 bucks in battery cable and ends if I'd had to buy some of it. Some of it I had on hand. Obviously the insulation, the plastic insulation like that right there costs a little bit. But I had all that on hand, so probably 20 bucks worth in total supplies. And this machine runs. Now we just got to get to use it. So hopefully there's another nice day here in a week or so and take it out and spin it around the yard, and I can get the next thing to do is to figure out how to get the grass catcher hooked up to it. I have still not been home at the appropriate time of day, i.e. during the daylight, and been able to, and it hasn't been windy, to actually get a video of the grass catcher. It is still sitting outside right next to the 60-inch blower that I have not touched for the 1445. So pretty happy. I mean, a running, driving diesel front mount mower. You can't ask for more there. I did find one small thing I have to attend to. Evidently I'm going to have to tighten up the steering cylinder right there. There's a nut in there that I'll have to work on. So yeah, pretty excited.